Welcome to the Business Value Toolbox. I'm Craig Galbraith. As a technology journalist, it's my job to help you make sense of IT and telecom solutions. Let's talk about one of the popular cloud-based services you've probably heard about, Desktops as a Service. As the name implies, Desktops as a Service takes the applications that would normally be found on your desktop and runs them in the cloud. The apps are only displayed on the user's screen, and input from the user's mouse and keyboard is sent back to the hosted application. A common application lets users access all of Microsoft's desktop productivity apps from any hardware, including older Windows systems, thin terminals, tablets, and even phones. To understand Desktops as a Service, it helps to first understand the business problem it seeks to solve, managing IT costs. For most businesses, IT represents one of the largest capital, operations, and staffing expenses outside of the company's core business. For smaller businesses, Gartner estimates the total cost per user with an unmanaged PC can be $5,000 per year. Gartner's estimate goes up to $8,500 if you include things like firewalls, servers, storage, back-office software, and applications unique to your business. Larger businesses typically spend 2 to 4% of their annual budgets on IT. Smaller businesses, which can't realize economies of scale, typically spend more, 6 to 8% of their budgets on IT. While it's important to control costs, it's equally important to provide the tools your people need in a reliable and safe way. In your main office, that can mean desktops or laptops on most employees' desks and hiring the IT pros, like this guy, to manage them. The problem changes substantially for remote offices, road warriors, and anyone who wants to bring in their own device. For these applications, it might be better to host the application remotely and let users access it through easy-to-manage devices. Technology analyst Art Whitman explains.
We used to call this Windows Terminal Service. The idea was to run applications in the data center and then send screen images to whatever device the user had. By not running the application on the end user's systems, security is improved and support costs are lowered, particularly for users who aren't near support staff.
There are, however, several downsides to this approach. First, it's capital intensive. Not only do you need systems and software to run the application, but you also need additional resources to capture and transmit the screens, and capture keyboard and mouse input at the other end. Second, while the concept is simple, running the technology to do it isn't. IT teams will face a considerable learning curve. Because of the cost and complexity, its use has largely been limited to applications with very strict security needs, or where different users will need to access identical application instances, such as call centers. The cloud now presents a better option with Desktops as a Service. By letting a cloud provider run the infrastructure, capital expense is transferred to the cloud provider. They'll largely be responsible for the expertise of running the system. Desktops as a Service offerings can be used to provide almost any set of applications to users who would be otherwise difficult and costly to support. Here are key features of a Desktops as a Service offering. The service provider takes care of hardware costs and software licenses where needed. You rent what you need. The service supports most devices, browsers, or thin clients. Admins can set access and local hardware restrictions based on policy. Configurations can be persistent, meaning they stay with the user, or ad hoc, meaning they are new with each use. Desktops as a Service can be configured so that data never leaves the provider's data center, and it requires a solid internet connection. For more information on understanding the capabilities of Desktops as a Service, consult your trusted technology advisor.